Yes, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Wazell here doing a video on my 10 favourite wrestling games of all time. Just my personal opinion. Let's get right into it, shall we? Have it! At number 10, I'm going WWE 2K24. A lot of the newer WWE games haven't been amazing. I don't think any of them have been outright bad, but just repetitive and buggy. 2K19 was cool, but unfortunately that era of wrestling is one I'd rather not revisit. WWE 2K24, however, our current dope as hell era, dope roster. Still can be buggy and it's a slower kind of game, but the amount of content alone wins me over. A good amount of match types including a lot of gimmick matches, a good created wrestler mode with the ability to upload your created wrestlers and download others. The only big negative I have is that the showcase mode wasn't amazing, but aside from that you got a decent modern wrestling game here. At number 9, I'm going Fire Pro Wrestling World. I don't own this game and I've only played it a handful of times, however every time I've played this I've been impressed. You could take one look at this and think, nah, looks super basic, don't look realistic, basic graphics, whatever. But you'd be missing out because first of all, the graphics are done like this on purpose. The game is far from unrealistic. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the most realistic wrestling games I've ever played. The wrestlers actually perform moves like wrestlers would, and the matches flow in a way which feels natural. And yeah, it's not an easy game to get good at. The combat is complicated, but never annoying, which makes getting good at the game pretty addictive. And then there's the roster, man. Start's already at a good size, but the idea is you create wrestlers to fill in the slots, they give you a bunch of iconic costumes and movesets, they avoid copyright, and you end up with a crazy amount of wrestlers. This game is so cool. At number 8, Wrestlemania 2000. It wasn't the first 3D wrestling game, but I feel it was the first to do it right. Now I never got to play Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, which it shares its engine with, so I can't comment on that. It looks cool and I'll try and get my hands on it eventually, but I can tell you WrestleMania 2000 is an awesome game. It's aged fairly well and is still a lot of fun to play today. It's got an okay roster and the moves look decent. It would be succeeded by WWF No Mercy, but me personally, I prefer WrestleMania 2000. At number 7, Smackdown! Here comes the pain! Following from Smackdown Shut Your Mouth, which was a cool ass game itself, this game somehow improves in almost every way possible. Fast-paced action, completely unrealistic but still fun, and the amount of content in this one is insane. The backstage areas are very memorable, the roster, Brock Lesnar bro, a pretty cool time capsule for the era, and I don't know what it is but I feel they nailed the moves on this one, especially the finish moves that just look devastating. This one's a fan favourite, and although I've only given it a number 7 spot, I can see it being number 1 for others. Me, I'm just blinded by nostalgia. At my number 6 spot, Smackdown vs Raw 2007. The second wrestling game I ever played, the first one I ever owned. Playing this on the 360. Right, story time, yeah? My parents got me the 360 after I had a surgery when I was a kid. When I was at the hospital one night, my dad comes in with a 360 and I was just over the moon, man. Cameo, Elements of Fire, Perfect Dark Zero, Crackdown, PGR and Smackdown vs Raw 2007 were some of the earliest games I remember playing. I always felt this title was underappreciated, but it's cool to see that wrestling fans have started to agree on this game being dope. The moves all look good, the roster was decent, the arenas and pay-per-views you could choose from, the season mode was cool, it's an all around good game and has a decent PSP port as well. Down to my top 5 now, and at number 5, WCW Mayhem. So a few years ago my uncle gave me some old PS1 games that we used to play, including a burned copy of WCW Mayhem. I didn't have any recollection of ever playing this game, but he swears blind we did. Either way, I was blown away when I started playing it. This game holds up very well, but not only that, it's just so fun, man. It's the perfect medium between being fast paced and fun and still holding some realism. The moves look dope, the roster is good, there's a good amount of venues to pick from. Dude, you can tase a motherfucker, it's clearly inspired by the old Goldberg bit. This game is totally dope and I think it flies under the radar a bit. So if you've never checked this out or it's been years since you have, give it another go, it's cool. Number 4, Smackdown 2. Just an amazing all around wrestling game. This is that era where they wasn't going for realism, instead just fast paced action. This game's got a dope roster, the music's dope, everything is just turned up to 10 and I love it, plus if you got a friend or lover makes it even better. And number 3,
WWF Smackdown! Just bring it!
This one could be a bit controversial. It's not known as being the best WWE game. It's obviously not a huge improvement over the previous SmackDown game, and it didn't have that big of a quality jump that people were expecting for the new console. However, nostalgia alone means I have to put this here. I have dope memories being a little kid playing this game with my uncle, and every time I go back to play this one, all their memories come back. Man, I love this game. Dope roster, a decent creative wrestler, fast paced fun comeback, hectic as hell Royal Rumble match, falls count anywhere, do fatal 4-way, falls count anywhere with special guest referee, hardest difficulty, thank me later. This game has big flaws, we know, but I don't care. I think this game's dope, and anything good I can say about the first 2 Smackdown games applies here, but turned up to 10. At number 2, Smackdown vs Raw 2010. Objectively, maybe not one of the best, I don't know. I love it though. Nostalgia, baby! Love the roster, all the music, the gameplay, the way finishers look, the controls, the menu screen with that dope practice mode. I couldn't even explain half of why I like this one. I just do, and it brings back memories. Remember getting this one as a gift as a kid. My dad brought it home from Blockbusters late at night, so I was only allowed one match before bed, and I remember doing a backstage brawl and playing as Mike Knox. Who the hell remembers Mike Knox? This game is just fun, so much fun. And at number 1, my favourite wrestling game of all time, yeah? Actually, I'm giving it a tie. I'm cheating. It's a 2-way tie. I'm giving it to 2 games because they're so similar. WWE 2K14 and WWE 13. Had to give it a tie. I know it's cheating, but I have to give it a tie because otherwise there'd be certain games that I would not be able to put on this list and everybody would freak the hell out. Let's start with WWE 2K14. The first of the 2K games, and this is to me a sequel to WWE 13. Extremely similar game, but this time the theme is Wrestlemania. The mode as you're playing through legendary WrestleMania matches and main events, unlocking a dope selection of wrestlers along the way. You do this by completing the objectives. This game was just dope, man. Hours of fun, a good wrestler creator mode, the dope Undertaker modes, one where you play as Undertaker and defend your streak for as long as possible in a slobber knocker, the other where you actually get to defeat the streak. Tip for doing that, just wipe his arse with a sledgehammer, it's easy. WWE 13. Everything good I can say for 2K14 applies here. This game is so much fun. This time instead of WrestleMania we get Attitude Era theme. Attitude Era mode is so dope. You play through different storylines and feuds from the Attitude Era, and again like in WWE 2K14 you unlock wrestlers by completing moves or moments accurate to the actual match. Again the roster is so dope. You can unlock the 3 Faces of Foley, Masked Kane, The Godfather, The Rock, Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold, Vader, the New Age Outlaws and many more. Create a Wrestler mode is dope, the venues you can play, classic Raw, Smackdown, classic pay-per-view arenas. Yeah, this game is gangster as fuck. Now that's my top 10 list, but I mentioned some honourable mentions at the beginning of the video, so here they are. Day of Reckoning 1 and 2, WrestleMania 18 and 19, The Legends of Wrestling series, TNA Impact, Smackdown, Shut Your Mouth, the first Smackdown game, and finally WWF No Mercy. So leave me a comment in the comment section below, let me know what your favourite wrestling games are, let me know what your top 5 are, whatever you want to do. Make sure you drop me a like, that really does help. And I want to mention, I don't mention it a lot, but I do have a Patreon if anyone's interested. You can sign up for that for as little as $1. And I actually upload on that quite a lot. I upload videos and pictures and whatnot. But yo, thank you everybody for watching. Much love everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Have it!